So the problem of the month has always been, if you go back to our coaching institute during the summer, where we could take little teams of teachers, up to 5 teachers, to the coaching institute, and we solve problems all based on these problem of the months and spend our mornings doing that. So we engage in problem solving. So we would have little pockets of teachers that would come back and implement the problem of the month in their classes, the ones that had been exposed to it. So over time, we wanted to see if there was a way to build this into our district culture. So it actually was just a couple of years ago that we had David Foster come out and do a problem of the month with the entire district, so that everybody could engage in the problem of the month and then go ahead and do something with their students.
But it started off primarily with the younger grades. They do it as a whole class activity, and you'll see them on the floor playing. The manipulatives are out. There's a lot of pair share. There's a lot of ideas flowing around, and I think it's a lot of fun for them. When it comes up to about 4th or 5th grade, we might do one activity as a whole group, and then we'll do some as homework, bring it back, challenge yourselves, get with a partner, share these ideas, and then the kids check in with the teachers as they go.
We've done 3 problem of the months this year, I believe, and the structure of it is it's a 5-level problem-solving activity, starting with level A going up to level E. And level A is designed to be appropriate for primary grades. Level E would be appropriate tasks at a high school level. So we've tried different formats throughout the year, and mostly it's been contained within one classroom, and then a representative might have gone on to the next classroom and explained what they did.
The idea was that for each school to come up with a unique way of doing the problem of the month.
So originally we started off with the problem of the month coming from the district office that we were going to apply to our school, and Valley Mart debated it over, and we decided to go with 3. We started off with just coming up with an Olympic theme where the grades would do work in their classrooms, and then as they did it, they would actually take, or a small team would take the baton and then go up to the next grade level and meet with a small group of kids who had done it in a whole group. That was okay, but I think overall it was to come up with another way, another strategy for us as a school as to how to pull it off and really make this work, because we see the positive benefits from it. It's just how can we get that across to the kids, you know, the idea of a problem that takes over 24 hours.
But if it's 1/4 of the girls, 16 of the long hair.
Yep, good. Mr. Bondier and Alex. So it's like...
But that wouldn't make sense because half are boys. So these are all girls. 1/4 of them had short hair. So
and they don't give us how... Oh my god. But I don't get how she splits another 1/4 into 2 and has this as 4 and then this has another 4. So 8 and then that's... Oh! Because when you add all these up, these equal 32. Oh, I get it.
For this format that we tried today, which is the first time we tried it, we involved grades 4 through 8. And there's about 60 kids for each grade level, approximately. The idea was to start with 4th and 5th graders working together in groups of 4. 2 4th grade students, 2 5th grade students. We had 4 different classrooms jumble their students and sit down together to work on level A. They had 25 minutes. After the 25 minutes, we had a rotation.
Why is this kind of stand out in the hall and we'll rotate to the next level?
So now 5th and 6th grade, we're working together.
I know, but we're just trying to help you.
It says a 4th of the girls have short hair, not a 4th.
And repeated the process of working together, summarizing 6th and 7th graders, then paired up across 4 classrooms, groups of 4, repeated it, summarized, and then we just culminated over the last 25 minutes with 7th and 8th graders working together in groups of 4.
The kids get to share with younger kids and share their thoughts, and then my kids, we did a debriefing over there, and they're like, yeah, working with the 6th graders, you know, they came up with different strategies of how to figure this out. So it's really a sharing of ideas.
As a district, it's something that we want to try and embody in our district culture so that the kids have an opportunity to engage in problem solving. One of the goals is to get that. I heard Brian say something about you know, I'm starting to see more of the beauty of mathematics like I've seen in art and other things before, but I'm seeing that more in the mathematics. And so I think part of the idea of this mathematics can be recreational problem solving. So if you can get the kids excited, you know, and it might only be a few kids initially, because not everybody is going to get excited, but you do see more and more little pods of kids that are getting excited about mathematics and problem solving. And so that's what we want to do. You know, there's even a kindergarten version, which is what's awesome with these things at the primary level. So they worked on it and kind of passed and shared their work onto the to the first grade, and then the first graders had worked on it and passed it on to the second grade.
Students become very familiar with the students they work with throughout the year. So in one sense, they're working with brand new people. They're more aware of themselves, their words, and how they're communicating. It forces them to be more aware they're communicating. Another thing is it just builds more of a sense of a community in the school, I believe, when they are having moments with, if you're in 5th grade, moments with 5th and 6th graders. And then everybody's at different levels of development, and then the standards across grade levels are very different. So it may be that the 8th graders they're only thinking about algebra, and they've left some of the pre-algebra arithmetic that they're doing in 7th grade, so they may get stuck, have harder time with level B than a 7th grader who's been working on some of the content throughout the year.
I was surprised that the 5th graders enjoyed working with the 6th graders more than they did the 4th graders. I thought my kids would have liked to have taken the lead. And maybe that's just because this is the first time we've done it, and everybody was like, what am I doing? Where's the paperwork? Where am I going? I'm not sure, but there was like meeting up with these kids for the first time pretty much in an activity like this.
A lot of positive things that I see happened, getting cross-grade level interaction, students having to communicate not just to their peers that they work with day in and day out, but communicating to older and younger students themselves. Sort of takes advantage of a K-8 format, or would work in any format. And the idea was to fill out an activity log that said, explain what they were doing, what they had tried, what they would do next, or explain their solution.
We're going to give you about 5 to 6 minutes to fill out the reflection just like you did yesterday, answering the questions of where you're at, what you needed to answer, what you would do next, and whatnot, okay?
So now we have to fill out this activity log, and we're trying, you can write it down.
But that's really how we did it.
Yeah, we did, because we just basically we
sorted out.
Yeah, we sorted it by section. We sorted it by section. Did you find a solution? Yes. Yes, we did find a solution. A million times. Yes. Okay, explain. Oh, I hate justify. We proved it by sorting by section, and then there were no girls that had short red hair.
Can you all say goodbye to each other?
I guess the point is to have some type of a reflection sheet to see where you are in the problem, so that after everybody's had a chance to engage in the problem, then you can kind of share your thinking. And what you're hoping is that some of these strategies will come out from the students. Will have multiple strategies that they share, and then maybe rethink some of their ideas.
When we were debriefing, I said, tell me the positives, the negatives. They weren't really thrilled about the extra paperwork, which I am, because for the teachers, it's a way of really analyzing what are they doing and how are they doing it, and then we can go back and try to teach for those strategies to come out a little bit stronger. So it's kind of exciting, and they teach each other. That's the best part, I think.
Challenges that if we do it again that I could see, just coordinating transitions from room to room. And then definitely we weren't sure as teachers whether if in 4th and 5th and 6th grades they advanced to level C, then with 7th and 8th, do we pick up at C? Or do we go back and let the 7th and 8th graders, 6th graders start at level A and get the experience from doing that? Because that's valuable.
But I think it's neat that different schools and different teachers are trying different things. There's different levels of engagement. The teachers that have been to the Coaching Institute or that have done Problem of the Months involve their kids much more frequently than others. And so for those of us that are new, if you haven't done it, for the teachers that are new, I think it's important as a district that we allow the teachers the time to engage in the mathematics and do the problems themselves and model this status check of the posters and everything else so that they see that this is one way to do it in the classroom, but then giving them the freedom to go out and, what's going to work with your kids? Do you want to make it a fair, here we are at the end of the year, we had the BMX bikes out there today earlier, there's all kinds of stuff going on, and Brian or Jean said, you know what, we're going to make mathematics as a recreational thing too.
I love this over the way we have been doing it in the past. To me, it slows the kids down and makes them think. We did an activity yesterday, level A, and we had 4 different strategies of how to come up with one problem.
The point is, it's supposed to be a problem. If they came up with the right answer right away, it wouldn't be a problem. So then as a teacher or as a coach, when I'm going in there, what questions do you ask so that you don't scaffold the thinking out of it? Trying to ask the kids certain questions that would guide them in the direction of trying to discover that for themselves without scaffolding.
How else, Adam? What other strategies can we use to solve this?
6 total.
Since you know Jack is a French maid, where does that come in order?
Half of the people at the party were boys, and it asks for girls.
So, ladies, what does that mean? What half of the people? So that's a challenge, and so just kind of asking those questions and being okay with them not coming up with the answer, still having these 2 answers that neither one of them were right, having the patience to think that when the processing that Jean was talking about as a whole class, and there are some kids that were successful with their strategies, let that information come from the kids.
Okay, so raise your hand. How many of you guys may have missed that one little step there?
To share that, at least with the pair that they were with. The more exposure the kids have to, non-routine, open-ended problems that they're not used to, they have to think. And they have to come up with a strategy, and they have to think, well, what do I know? Can I make it a simpler problem? Can I draw a picture? Can I make a diagram? Is that going to be useful, or is it going to take me down a dead-end path, knowing when to go another way? So these Problem of the Months are an opportunity for the kids to challenge themselves and see what kind of strategies they have in their little bag of tricks and toolkit.